You must be asking, Abby, if the world is an illusion, why does the world seem so real? And the mind cannot deny the world. You are telling me world is illusion, but to me it seems so real. Yes, true. The dream and the waking world are both the creations of the mind, and so long as the mind is engrossed in either, it is difficult to deny the reality. For example, in a dream, your mind accepts the reality of impossible things, like talking to a dead person, without questioning it. At that moment, the dream vision becomes real to you. It is the same in the waking state. It is the same when you are operating in the world, when your mind is totally identified with the world. For you cannot doubt the reality of the world you see while you are awake, because your mind is totally engrossed outside in the world. It is not feeling the being. With all your desires, fantasies, and attachments to the world, how you can recognize the world as an illusion? Your mind cannot do that. The waking dream of thoughts seems more real than a sleeping dream, right? Yes. How can the mind that has created the world in a waking state accept it as unreal? How? The thing, it created it, how it can deny that? That's why the mind cannot deny the world. However, if one withdraws their mind from the world and turns within to abide in the being, they will realize that the world they experience is just as unreal as the dream world. The sensations we experience in the waking world are so desirous that it attracts the mind and gives us the impression of reality. But this does not necessarily prove the world's objective reality. Now you see, your dream may be an illusory creation, but it is real to us until we realize it is illusory. And the same goes for the waking world. If you are an early spiritual aspirant, you need to consider the world as an illusion. Please, consider the world as an illusion. Why? For early spiritual aspirants, the process must start from the understanding that the world is an illusion, as you are mostly living from the mind consciousness. Now, when you realize your being, for you the world is your own being. So it goes from world is an illusion to world is my being. Why so? Because unless you give up the idea that the world is real, your mind will always be after it. If you take the appearance to be real, you will never know the real itself. Although the real alone, that is being, exists, only the real exists. Because you took appearance as a real, you will never know the real. When you create the world from your mind and take the world as real, as explained, you become ambitious and competitive. Because you feel the lack and unworthiness of your mind. So you become competitive and ambitious. So you are compelled to achieve and acquire more and more things of the world, placing your self-worth on external things. Yes? Have you done this before? I have done this. I have done this a lot. Now, as you are always concerned about how the world perceives you, Your whole sense of self-esteem, self-worth, and self-concept depends on the world. Yes, mine was. All identities are derived from the outside world. Everything you value is now coming from outside yourself. So instead of surrendering your mind to being and going inward, your mind always goes outward and makes you identified with all worldly things. And that brings a tremendous amount of suffering to you. Tremendous amount of suffering. Now at the end of your life, you realize that you lost this birth in chasing the transient things of this world. So when you are on the deathbed, you realize, my God, my life just passed by. And you get stuck in the suffering of the birth and death cycle again and again reborn. But we will only talk about this birth. Remember that what the world gives you can be taken away by the world anytime. He is your boss. So you live in this desperate thought that you will not be success in the world if you don't achieve, acquire, and compete continuously. Yes? So this thought is known as fear. Remember, this is an egoic illusion. Ego in the world has implanted this illusion in us, in our mind. In fact, mind is the world. As we learned before, the secret of life is to die towards all mental conditioning and attachment before physical death and realize that there is no death. If you are not going to be comfortable with death, then you will never able to live. World is an illusion and not real. World is an illusion and not real. If you continue to react to it, you will not able to awaken. Believing that the world is impacting and acting on you hinders enlightenment. Only those who have transcended the world can attain liberation. Only those who have transcended the world can attain liberation.